I invited him to join us for a couple of minutes if he was up to it this morning. And I think he said that he was in a position to join us. And I asked him to join us by video if he's available. There he is, with his hat, Cuomo Prime Time. Say hello to Kia. There, I saw it. It's hard to miss. You're looking.
Let's get after it.
Let's get after it. I love that saying. You're looking fit and fine. Many people are asking about you. I tell you the truth, everyone I talk to is asking about you and how you're doing and how you're handling it and how you feel. Kara's here, by the way. She's working with me now. She's working on supplies. So she says hello. So how are you feeling?
I love Kara. You have great kids. There's no better way to measure what you've actually meant in the world than the kids you bring into it. And your daughters are great. And I'm not surprised at their help. They make me proud of the family. Thank God the next generation is better than the one that brought it into this world. I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. This is very tough. I get it now. I've now become part of this group of people who have this virus, and they're reaching out, and friends and people who are new friends. They have this 5, 8, 10 days, constant virus, constant fever, and it's tough. And, it's not doing great with my hair. I have to be honest. It's tough to keep hair the way I want it to look. You look like you've been cutting your own hair, which some people are good at, some people are not. So I've chosen to wear a hat because I don't want to butcher my own haircut. But it's going to be a long slog. But now that I know the fight that I'm in for, I'm more comfortable. And I've learned that I see why it takes people out. You got to rest because your body has the fever because it's fighting the virus. And you've got to chill. I'm very lucky. I have a wife who loves me, who's keeping me fed. I got a nice place to be. So many people don't. You've been very smart, Andrew, in getting people to think about how they can reach out and help people without contact. A lot of people are fighting this alone. And I can't imagine that. I can barely, keep it together, and I have everything done for me. Very lucky. There are a lot of people who are in a bad way, and they're reaching out to me, and I feel for them. So we're in a real fight, and we really do have to remember our connections to each other, because otherwise there'll be no way through.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.